thanks for taking this time, this opportunity to join this short class on tips for designing. And if you are the coordinator, the media coordinator for your Voice of Youth, this is something that hopefully will inspire you and help you as you create your visual aids, your audio, and even the ads that you'll be creating for the communities that you will be doing your Voice of Youth in. I can remember when I was a media coordinator. I mean, summertime was a time when we would all be excited for this Voice of Youth or Vacation Bible School, whatever type of evangelism mission trips that we would do. And I would always be the guy that they would be going to for media. And so it was a never-ending job, from making the banners, the posters, the little ads, the pamphlets that we would be giving to people to invite them to our nightly episodes or to the Vacation Bible School or the livelihood workshop. It just piles up. And then on top of that, you have your video documentation, photo and video. You take that and then you also edit it. And the visual aids at night, each night, maybe the speaker that you have or that is assigned for that may have a different way of presenting, and you would want to brand that with the rest of your Voice of Youth team. And that's all on your shoulders, all on our shoulders. And it can get very intimidating, but I'm pretty sure with these few tips, these few ideas can help you synergize your ideas, your creativity, and to create something that is consistent and something that when someone looks at it, they know who we are as Seventh-day Adventists and they know the meaning of Voice of Youth. There are 3 simple truths that I want you guys to keep in mind for the rest of this short little workshop. The first one is you will never have a second chance to make a first impression. The things that we design, the things that we create, the banners, the posters, or whatever we post on Facebook, you don't know who's going to look at it. And we have to be careful of how we design it, that when someone looks at it, they may be intrigued, or will they be appalled? Like, what's this? What's this all about? And maybe never come back to even check it out. And so we need to take the opportunity to make sure that what we're designing amplifies what our mission is. The second truth that I want to share with you guys: excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude. In Colossians 3:23, everything that we do it for the glory of God. We often think that we have to be someone great at design or have this creative mind so that we can create something that is meaningful or even standard, acceptable for people to see. Well, the fact is, there's an attitude there. You need to practice with your design. You just can't one day have the design that's going to inspire the whole world or even go viral. It takes time, and so that takes practice. The third truth: your design reflects your maker. We are creative people. God created you in His image, so that means that we have the power to create and be creative as well. And so that's an opportunity, that is a stewardship that we should not let go of. We have this opportunity. So there's a lot on our shoulder here, guys. There's a lot on your shoulders. And my prayer goes out to you. There's this saying, creativity is not a mood. Creativity is not a gift. It is the very nature of God inside you. The embodiment and the inner workings of the Holy Spirit in our lives come through the things that we create. And with your responsibility as a communication leader or a media coordinator, you have this opportunity to project Jesus where you are. So you as a designer or an editor must always push yourself in practice and have new experiences that you can broaden the gifts that God has blessed you with. Design is thinking made visual. You see, it's very important that we understand the impact that a design can make, whether it's a poster, a logo, an ad on Facebook, a video clip. We have to think about it. What are we thinking when we made it? Because when someone sees that, that's what comes in their mind. What's inside of this guy's mind? What is behind this ministry, or what is behind this evangelism story, or the Jesus story, that is, of, say, someone who may be going through a Bible study and then decided to be baptized? we have to think about that process. As we're moving on with our short workshop together, I want to leave you guys with an impression now of what kills design. Because it's easy to make a poster, put all the information there, put all the logos that you want to put there, mix all the colors you want. It's easy to do that, but it's harder to take away things and keep the important things there. And so these are a few things that I've learned of what kills design. The first thing that I've learned is an unclear message. When we're trying to make a poster, maybe, often we're asked, maybe it was your leader or maybe it was an elder, someone say, hey, we need to make this design, and they give you a boatload of information. It's like the all-in-one poster, and you have dates, you have phone numbers, you have Zoom numbers, you have addresses, you have people's pictures all over the place, and it's very unclear. It takes a moment for someone to kind of process everything, more than a moment. And often, if you're on Facebook, it's just a scroll up or a scroll down or a swipe, and you've lost the attention of someone. The second thing is noisy elements. It's just so much information there that we don't know what's highlighted. Maybe you have a whole bunch of words, and then there's several words that are in bold and other words that are in italic or in a special font, and maybe a font size, and it's hard to identify with one glance what exactly am I supposed to read or what's supposed to jump out at me. One of the common things that I see with design within our Adventist community is with pictures. We like to put the pictures of speakers, or maybe the size is relevant to their position in the church. Maybe they're some youth director at some level, and they get the biggest portion of the poster. There are things that need to have focus and highlights, and when there's too many highlights, we call that noisy. The third, which encompasses these two other things, is too much information. As I said earlier, you got the Zoom link, you've got the WhatsApp number there, you got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all that information, and sometimes even like 15 different logos. To be honest with you guys, in design, having 15 different logos on a poster kind of sends out a message that we're trying to be everything at the same time. Instead of being that one thing, that personal interaction type of, I want to be here for you, that you can meet Jesus type of message, to we have all these honors and we have all these badges that symbolize who I am. But the thing is, people don't connect with those logos. People connect with you. People connect with the people who are going to be part of your ministry. That's what they need to connect to. The details are not the details. They make up the design. I'm going to give you guys 7 tips, the 7 principles on design, and kind of think about it like the secret sauce to design. So again, I'm not going to be sharing how to use Photoshop or any of those graphic tools or video editing tools or audio editing tools, but more on the principle behind it. This applies to everything, whether you're doing something for online media, creating a video, doing a podcast, doing a vlog for that matter. These principles will apply. So I want to leave these 7 core tips with you so that you can start designing better and smarter. You ready? The first one is contrast. Contrast is very important. Sometimes you might see a design that's almost all the same color. There is no contrast. And so contrast can be in 2 types of font, 2 different colors, 2 different photos. There's things that contradict each other in a way that brings out beauty, that brings out attention, that brings out focus. The second, proportion. When you make a design, you want to look at it for a moment and kind of see which side kind of reflects bigger or smaller, and if it fits together. Whether it's the size of picture that you paste there, the font that you put there, You know, sometimes I see font that gets squished together or images that are squished together because everyone wants to put the picture there. And so they squish it in there. The third is hierarchy. You know, when you're creating focuses, you want to allow people to see which is the most important and which is not really the least important, but it's not the primary focus. And so often we use the title of our event as the primary eye catcher, you know. But sometimes people put the logo as the primary eye catcher. And the problem is with putting the logo as the primary eye catcher, sometimes the logo doesn't have the same meaning for you as for a stranger or for your neighbor or for your classmate. And it's better to use hierarchies of words or pictures to draw people's attention. Fourth one is emphasis. Again, highlights. What are you trying to first and primary bring people's attention to? So we want to emphasize things. You can use specific fonts, you can use color and the contrast to bring an emphasis of something that you want people to first look at or to take home and understand. Fifth, pattern. You know, there should be a pattern in your design. Pattern can also mean textures and things like that, but pattern also means the sequence of how you do things. The sequence, maybe you have a series of pictures there, a series of speakers that you have there, and you would create a pattern of how that would lay out. It's not just, you know, in random locations, different sizes, all those things. You would create a pattern so that it's more pleasing to the eye. The sixth is balance. You know, when you make a design, maybe one side kind of feels heavier than the other side. And it's good to take a moment. Which side is a little bit more heavier? What can I do? Maybe I can move a picture to the other side so it balances out, you know, the big, huge word with the big picture, you know, and then you add your little elements around. And by looking and focusing on your balance, you will, of course, create a more pleasing design to the eye, more attractive, that, of course, people would want to spend a few more seconds in looking and trying to understand what they are looking for. And the last one, white space. It's easy to put a whole bunch of things on a poster, on a banner, on a Facebook ad or Instagram photo or story. It's easy to put all that information there. But what attracts people is the simple, straight to the point information. So it's good to kind of maybe spread out your information with your graphics so people stay longer, not only looking at your picture, but maybe staying longer on your Facebook page or staying longer on your Instagram page, scrolling through the pictures, looking for more information. So with those 7 tips, I am pretty sure you can find a way to add that to your design style. The last thing I want to leave with you guys is this term that they call KISS. I'm not talking about the candy, and I'm not talking about that thing you do with your parents or with your sweetheart. KISS. Keep it super simple. And I know that as you are practicing by keeping these principles and these mindsets that we just discussed a few moments ago, will project Jesus in the designs that you are making. You know, your assignment, if you choose to, take the 3 last designs that you made, video, a picture, a poster, and try to reapply the things that we talked about today. The 7 principles or the secret sauce or the things that kill design, and design in such a way that it's designed for your neighbor or for your classmate or maybe for your best friend. It's designed for them, not necessarily for your church. It's not designed for your youth leader or your youth pastor or your youth director. It's designed to reach to your community. At the end of the day, our designs, our creativity is to draw people closer to Jesus. May Jesus be seen in all that you do.